everybody. Welcome to Cooking with Brenda. Tonight I'm going to try to successfully make some chicken and dumplings homemade. Now I do have to, I am going to add something out of a can, but it's just because I need some more juice, and I checked that between bouillon, and this has less sodium in it, and this has some protein to where the bouillon cubes, they don't, and it's got a lot more bad stuff in there for you. Anyway, this is chicken broth. I'm going to add that. What I've done is I boiled a whole fryer, and here's my juice that I boiled it in. It was sitting in a refrigerator, so it's kind of cold, you know. I cooked this thing last night, and I've taken most of it apart except these 2 pieces of breast meat. And I'm going to go ahead and open this and put it in there real quick. We'll turn this eye on and let that start heating up. I've done cleaned the thing on, so I clean everything like that. I always clean everything before I open it. I'm not real good at stuff like that. It kind of hurts. Now that gives me more juice. Plus, I'll use a little bit of milk, probably. Alright, I put that in there. That makes it more. This is a pressure cooker. It just cooks things a little bit faster, but I don't want to cook it too fast. But I already had the juice in there, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like that. Now I'm going to take, this little thing is a 1/4 cup, and I don't really measure this. I'm just going to make me some dough. That's all I'm going to do. And by the way, this is self-rising flour. I don't have to add anything to it. It's just self-rising flour. It'll be alright all by itself. I don't need to add nothing to it. And then I got way too much milk here. I'm going to start with a cup of milk, and I know that's way too much still yet, but it's okay. It does not matter. Well, look, these things, they're cleaned. I've touched a couple things and just want to make sure everything's good and clean. I'm like that. I'm going to put butter in here, and I'm going to just put me some butter in here. That right there is 2 tablespoons approximately, and that'll probably be enough. Trying to get some things out of my way that I'm not going to need. Now I may need more flour, so I'm going to leave it sitting there for a minute. And I'm going to stir this up with my hand. And it's got to be a little bit thicker than that. You get all your little lumps out when you're stirring it up there. I can cook old-fashioned. I can. You put your mind to it. You can do might near anything you want to do when it comes to cooking. As I was growing up, we cooked. We carried water. I know you've heard me speak about that before, but it wasn't easy for Brenda growing up. And I learned a lot growing up, and I'm on a lot of medicine and stuff now. Sometimes I forget a couple things. Sometimes it might take me a minute to find a word that I need. Now that's not nearly enough. So there's some on the plate I was going to use, but I'll just put it here for right now. It's still not going to be enough. I want to get my stuff to cooking up here real good. Still not enough. And if I make too much dough, it doesn't matter. Just throw away what I don't want. I hate to be wasteful, but this is something, I mean, you can use canned biscuits if you want to, but I don't have any canned biscuits, and this is just as easy. You got some self-rising flour, milk, or you can just use water. Doesn't have to be nothing perfect to taste good. And I am doing it the old-fashioned way as much as I possibly can. I'm on my page, on my husband's page, I'm just cooking. It doesn't mean anything. I'm just cooking, showing you how I cook some things, and tastes real good. I like a strong taste. But doggone it, that still is not enough. Let me see if I can do something here. Okay, I think I got it enough here where I can dump it over in this flour here. Come on, it wants to stick to the bowl. It's hard. My hand, I can't.
You want me to hold it?
I'm having a problem here holding the bowl and getting it out.
I got it.
I need my elbows and my feet too, I believe. Don't always have a lot of strength. Okay, that's good, honey. Thank you. Now what I'm doing, I'm trying to work this up a little bit. Be just like if you was making biscuits. And I need to make it where it's not too sticky. Just work that flour in there a little bit, and because what I want to do, I got this to boiling and I turned it down, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add this chicken. I cooked a whole fryer, and if that ain't enough, I've still got those 2 breasts right there. I'm going to put that in there because I need to really know, whoops, watch out, Brenda, how much of this I'm going to need. It's already looking good.
Smells good.
Now you see, you get some butter or whatever the yellow stuff is. Well, I put a little bit of butter in there, but it was a little bit like that after I cooked it, and I kept the juice from where I boiled that whole fryer. Okay, now you don't have to take the time to roll this out and cut it or do any of that. You don't have to do any of that. And I'm going to tell you, I never have anyway. You could if you wanted this to be special, and it's already special because I'm making it. I like to think I can cook good. I cook a lot like my mama. A few weeks ago I cooked for my mama, so now all I'm going to do is just pinch off some little pieces. You don't even have to make it into a ball, and just drop it down in there. Don't get burned, the main thing. Don't try to drop it too heavy, because if you do, it's going to splash and you're going to get burned, because I got that to boiling. See, and you can make those little, whatever size you want. Now, they're going to rise a little bit because this is self-rising flour, and I should have used plain. But if I have to, I got milk or water I can add. We're just making the dumplings now, that's all. I use milk, and you can see they're already trying to they're already rising, and they'll cook through. They don't have to be big, they don't have to be little. Just grab you off a piece like that, pinch it off, and throw it in there. And like I said, be careful, because if when you get this to boiling, you got to get down close to it and put it down in there. If you drop it, it's going to splash back, and you're going to splash it right in your face or anywhere you get burned that way. I'm learning from experience, or I'm talking from experience. Now, there is another thing I'm going to tell you. You need to know how much you need, okay? But you don't want to stir what you've done put in there too quick. And what I'm going to do, I've got a spoon sitting in there. I just want to kind of, for myself, feel and see how much that I got. I'm still good. I can use the rest of this. I think I'm still good. If I need more, it's easy enough to make. Now, like I said, these will rise up some, and it'll be just fine. And the reason I'm saying you don't want to stir it too quick, because if you do stir it too quick, you're going to stir, if this is not starting to set up as like it's going to rise, like a biscuit would in a way, then all you're going to do is, if you start stirring it too quick, you're going to stir all that, and it's just going to be like a pot of dough. You want the dumpling to start setting. In other words, like a biscuit would start cooking, you want this to do that and setting to where they won't start sticking together and just making a mess. Sometimes if you pinch off a piece and it's a little sticky, just roll it in your flour there. Now I might have to, it looked like I had a lot, but I might have to make up a little bit more. I don't know yet. Trying to find little holes where I might be able to drop some. And I did use sweet milk, but there again, if you've got powdered milk, if you don't have no sweet milk and you don't have no canned milk, but you got powdered milk, mix that up and use it. It doesn't matter. I'm just doing this the way my mother done it. I'm doing it just exactly the way she's always done it. I took it after her. You can see how the dough is rising, and it's not sticking together. And sometimes instead of a spoon, just take a knife and move it around there a little bit. And you can see, find me a hole to drop some in. Good old home cooked chicken and dumplings. And the only thing I added to that was a can of chicken broth, because I thought it might need a little more liquid. I don't like a bland taste. I like something you can taste. It tastes like chicken and dumplings, not dough and water. It's starting to boil over here. I don't want it to boil too hard either. Two more balls here. I need to see how much room I got in that liquid. Now look, some of the flour off of this is going to thicken the juice. I'm going to leave that alone there just a minute. Let them last few ones set just a little bit, and then I'll feel around in there and see if I need some more. Okay, what I done is I cut up a little bit more of one of those breasts and put in here. And I'm going to see how much space I got down in here. Oh, not much. But I wanted to do something a little bit different. I got a little bit of space down in there. So, what I'm going to do is just take, what I got is just medium egg noodles. And you don't have to do this, but if you've got a little bit of space, just drop you a handful of them down in there. And I'm going to take my spoon and I'm going to mash it. Those dumplings are setting pretty good, and I'm going to just put them down where they get good and wet. Believe it or not, that handful will make plenty. Wasn't really a handful, but it'll be enough. I'm going to put this lid on here. I'm just going to set it on. I'm not going to seal it. And I'm going to just let that cook. Now, I want to tell you something. You see the extra flour I got there? In my time of learning, you never, ever, ever put this back into your container of flour. It contaminates it. So, just throw it away. If you don't use it, just throw it away. And let me put my milk away. And so now all we have to do is just let this cook until those noodles are done, and it'll be done. And so when it's done, we'll come right back to you. See you in a few minutes. Okay, we're going to check these and see what we think. I'd say they should be done cooking in this pot. Well, it's almost on completely low, and it's cooking pretty good. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, those looks good. And I'm pretty sure those are done. It's done. I can't hardly pick it up without them breaking. Well, let's let my husband, listen, while I was waiting, that piece and a half of chicken breast that I had, I tore it all up and put some sweet relish mix and mayonnaise, and I made some chicken salad. That's real good chicken salad. You put it on a sandwich, and boy, it's good. So, see, I had that left, and I've made something for my husband's lunch tomorrow. Probably a couple days.
So how long did it take?
Well, listen, I put that handful of noodles in there. They've been cooking about 5 minutes, but this is a pressure cooker. And even on low, it's going to cook fast. And that noodle, it's done. They're done. And I didn't put that many in there, but this is done. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off and let him taste this. And look at my dumplings. See? Look at that dumpling, how pretty it is. And that's what I mean. When you put them in, try to put them in easy and don't stir. Because if you stir, your dumplings will tear all to pieces. And they need to cook up a little bit before you start really messing in it. There's another one, but I keep him out there when I want to eat him. But it does cooked up real nice. Now listen, I want to tell you something. Sometimes something else that I usually add, or sometimes I do add, but I didn't have this time, is some carrots. You can shave some carrots and put that in there. That's really good in there. Been holding that long enough, it should be cool.
Mmm.
Well, I'm getting a thumbs up, so I guess that's that. Well, folks, try it. I hope you will, and I hope you'll like it. And thanks for coming back to Cooking with Brenda. We'll see you next time. Bye.